Welcome back to Screen Fame. This is the movie review for The Irishman. The Irishman is Netflix's big risk that they took. Biggest movie that they've ever spent time to even make and go down the path that they went. Now, everyone wants to know, is The Irishman a true story? You know, The Irishman is based off a book by Fred Sheeran and closing the case on Jimmy Hoffa altogether. Now, Frank Sheeran is telling his side of the story of working with the mob that they used to call him Irish. And this film is produced by Netflix. They wanted to make this an epic film. And the first time I heard about it is from Al Pacino to my ears himself back in 2016 or 17, where he said he was working on a film called The Irishman with Martin Scorsese. And he was getting ready for that role. And he was coming to Chicago to film it. I didn't know what it was about, didn't know what was going on. That was all the details that was given to me. And Joe Pesci name wasn't mentioned. Harvey Keitel name wasn't mentioned. Robert De Niro's name wasn't mentioned. He just said Martin Scorsese. And it was called The Irishman, and that's all we knew. But it was great seeing how well they were able to put this project together and bring all these actors on the same stage to get this project together. They have Harvey Keitel, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino all in the same film. That was a great accomplishment by Martin Scorsese. The way it was directed was incredible. The lighting on certain scenes, the shots made it seem real British and real up close and personal. The acting performance by Al Pacino as Jimmy Hoffa was breathtaking. He was completely zoned in as Jimmy. Robert De Niro as Irish, to me, I didn't really, I don't know Irish, but I would look at this and roll and I would say to myself, is this one of Robert De Niro's best performances? I don't think it was. And I don't know how he was playing a character who was pretty stoic, and he was the weight of the film because this is him telling the story. And one thing that threw me off is this young facial recognition thing that they had because they're going back in time. That young facial recognition device that they got, it made it look almost like a cartoon somewhat on television. And it was annoying at points. And only when they, aged a little bit more where they could tone down some of this facial recognition making people look younger thing. And with Al, they didn't have to do that because we all know Hoffa didn't make it into the past. And as far as people concerned, the guy Andrew who played in this movie is the other guy, the Italian mobster who just did not like Jimmy Hoffa and they could not get along. It showed Hoffa's defiance and his ability not to be able to compromise in situations where a compromise was there and people pleaded for him throughout the entire film. It was gripping. I just felt it was a little bit too long. It started to feel like a mini series at one point. Because I was like, okay, we're building, but why are we this far deep? And I like the way it was engineered and put together. It's just a little bit too much for me. Now, I can't believe that this film took a budget of $140 million to make. 140 million they spent on the CGI work, all the things that they did. Netflix paid it. They Tribeca project, productions and everything. They decided this was something that they wanted to go down and produce. Randall Emmett is a part of it with Scorsese and Irvin Winker, from Rocky. These guys all got in and came up with this, and it's shocking, but they decided to go down this road. Uh, it's getting rave reviews, and I think it will recoup the money. That's why they put it on a small theatrical release. Didn't put it out on a lot of movie theaters. They save a lot of money on billboards and use mostly the internet to market the film, which is, in our terms, in business terms, is less costly. So on that note, it's your boy Carcino saying thank you and subscribe to Screen Fiend. I give it 3 stars out of 4. I'm out.